turnover.
It's interesting. You and I were talking with the coach, and he talked about how at halftime, as a play caller, he wanted to make sure he got a new script going for the second half, not just the one that he operated off of to start the game. Nowhere on that script did it have that result.
His throw caught right around the 6. And the Chargers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch. But based on the play we just saw there, he might not be the guy you want to challenge in coverage on these all-important snaps. He certainly looks dialed in right now.
And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Only a yard there, and that'll bring us to 3rd and goal. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop. Ball right around the 5 here brings up 3rd.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick, throwing it, running it, it will be.
He's got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Chargers. Donald Parham from 6 yards away. And the Chargers take advantage of the field position on the turnover to cash in for 6. 0 with a PAT. And we are tied at 21. So all square here in this 3rd quarter as the kick's away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And their lead has evaporated in this 3rd quarter. It's tied once more as they begin with a 1st and 10. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Now, they may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a 1st down. Now a handoff up the middle. Cloud. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, this is the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Now a throw for the left sideline, and he's got it. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the 1st here. 3rd and 2, now Wilson. That ball nearly intercepted, but he could not hang on. Oh, pick there certainly would have been nice. Instead, at least it'll be 4th down.
Coverage was awfully tight there on 3rd down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
4th down. Here's Wilson. It's complete. Swings it out to his running back. But he will not get away. He stopped short of the marker. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Chargers will get the football back in excellent field position. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And this one is incomplete.
Basically, you're not going to outwork 2 guys very often.
Double coverage. I thought he was going to go somewhere else with the football. I get it. That's a stud wide receiver. You want to try to get him the football.
Yeah, sometimes you rely on him a bit too much. You forget the other options that are out there.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He's got McKinney complete to his tight end. And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
Nice play call, a little bit of play action right there. If you can get those linebackers to freeze for just a split second, that's usually all the room you need in order to get it to your tight end.
A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on third down. They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. Now back to throw. And that is incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing fourth down.
So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And we will remain tied here in this third quarter.
Yeah, 55 yards is anything but a gimme. You've got to really concentrate on your leg swing and proper technique. This time, though, he's unable to convert.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
On 2nd and 9, Wilson. He finds his man, complete. That's Parks. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him. But defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here and try and gain that yardage back.
Hey, zero.
On third down, Cloud. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up fourth down. The kick by McManus is good. And with it, they'll take the lead at 24-21. So a response there to the touchdown of the opening drive of this third quarter as they're able to reclaim the lead.
And I think you'll take that because obviously you'd like to be able to match them touchdown for touchdown, but the first order of business was to get the lead back, and they've done that. Now you want to give a good pep talk to your defense to take it from there.
And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The Charger drive about to get going. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Get a little closer.
Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
19 Chargers.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
60 Eagles. 7 Pirates. Ready?
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. For Keenan Allen, that's complete. They'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Forget the run on 3rd and 1. They shock the D and rip off a pretty big play.
I don't care how many times we say it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices,
Hold the stick. Buffalo 18. Go.
They go play action here on first down. He'll rifle this one deep right side. Touchdown! Well, Charles, kind of the future of this franchise on display right there. You had a rookie throwing it, a rookie catching it, and taking it into the end zone.
Could you imagine if we were in the owner's box right now and we could look at the front office and see the grins on their faces, to see the present making plays and knowing what the future will bring with these youngsters going out and making big-time moments happen for this team.
Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. Boy, a bad break. Just got the lead on the touchdown, and now they're going to have to go on defense at the 40-yard line here as things get good in the fourth quarter. So first and 10 here for Wilson and the Broncos at the 41-yard line. Here's Wilson. That's complete to Swain. So the completion good for 6 yards, and that'll bring up second down. Throwing is Wilson. That one to Swain, complete. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. The start for them near flawless. Defense gets them a 3-and-out. 2 quick pass connections on offense.
So that's how a team works together. Just what you described. Get them the ball, give them a little momentum, and they're capitalizing off of that. Thanks a lot, guys.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. Looking to throw again on second down. Wilson. And going for Hamler, but this is intercepted. And the Chargers are going to take over at their own 41. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. Touchdown, Chargers. A great effort there. With touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year. And the Chargers look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this fourth quarter.
Okay, boys, we'll come back.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds. So really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line. Good starting position for the Broncos here as they come up first and 10 at the 41-yard line. Now it's Wilson. Oh, he'll air this one deep for Judy. And he knocks the ball away and it falls incomplete.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
Again on second and 10, it's Wilson. He'll go up top here for Hamler. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
The Broncos on third down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is third and 10. Out, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on third down.
I know nowadays they give a lot of guys different different things when they get to the sidelines after creating a big play, but just throw a cape on this guy because he single-handedly ended multiple drives. Interception earlier, sack on third down. Really should have a better game plan as to how to contain him because he's affecting this game in so many ways.
He'll go up top here for Hamler. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. John Harbaugh not afraid to go for it this time. Doesn't work out. And it'll be a turnover on downs. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Up the middle with Eckler. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. On the tackle, it's Randy Gregory. Maybe I'm wrong, but it looked like even if he had opted to keep that, I don't think there was going to be much to gain.
Seemed like it was perfectly defense. You know what they say? Those guys on the other side, they get paid too.
He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. And they're going to get this down inside the 15. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. Quick slant complete to Keenan Allen. Touchdown! Keenan Allen with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Chargers are an extra point away from making this a 3-score game. And it's no good. It has not been his day. That's the 2nd extra point he's missed so far. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. A break there for this offense as they will get a chance to start at the 40-yard line. So 1st and 10 here for Wilson and the Broncos at the 41-yard line. From the gun, it's Wilson. Being chased out left. That's complete. It's Okuwebunam. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. This will be caught. Judy. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Jerry Judy. 32 yards. And the Broncos are able to cut into that deficit. So this back now to a 10-point spread, and you have to imagine they'll line up and go for 2.
Oh, no question about it. If they can get this to an 8-point game, they can make things awfully interesting here in these last few minutes.
So now a big play here as the Broncos will line up to go for 2. They'll try and run it here, but he will not get into the end zone. And that one hurts as it will remain a 2-score game here in the 4th. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he'll be out of bounds here, a yard shy of the 25 at the 24.
This could be the turning point. Let's go now.
The Charger drive about to get going. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away.
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. Finding space at the 40. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down.
But when you're up by 2 scores in the fourth quarter and you're going to throw the football, expect to see a lot of man coverage, because usually what comes along with man coverage is pressure. So if you're a play caller and you want to keep throwing the football, that's fine. Just make sure your offensive line understands they're going to get additional guys running at the quarterback.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
Well, he certainly didn't like what he saw at all from the coverage on his primary reads, and he didn't even have any luck trying to get back to his safety valve. Give defense a credit. Coverage is in lockdown mode everywhere.
70, Timberwolves. Pouring 70.
A play-action fake. They'll look to throw. He's going to let this one go deep. And this is caught inside the 5. A big play there for the way. 55 yards. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. They've got it first and goal in a game that appears to have already been decided.
Here we go, check. Panther 60, Panther 60.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Touchdown, Chargers. From 3 yards out. And his guy's now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. And can you believe it? He misses another one, his 3rd so far. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
Can't believe I paid for this.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. But I don't think there's any worries with this group right now. This is a hungry group, and they want to keep building off of their last drive. Now they just want the officials to hurry up and place the ball so they can snap it and get back to work.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely 4-down territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the first down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right here, right now.
On 3rd down, Wilson. Able to find Judy. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy.
14, buddy. Go.
Again, Wilson. Right back to Judy, and it's complete. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. They go play action with Wilson. A throw left side, held in by Hamler. Finding room at midfield. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 16 yards on the play as they try to chip away at this 16-point deficit. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. Oh, he'll air this one deep for Judy. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
I've got a good friend in football who always talks about predictive history. He's got one of their 2 touchdowns. You can understand why they tried to find him again. Weren't able to connect, but the thought, that was good.
And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. It's 3rd and long now for Wilson and the Broncos after that sack. Looking to throw. Wilson. And that will be incomplete.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a first down or a touchdown. Well, this game's over.
In motion goes the tight end. Here we go. It's Wilson on 4th down. Got a man. It's Julie complete. And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively there, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know,
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
So still a small chance here with a little over 30 seconds to go, but they're definitely going to need this one to bounce their way. And this one travels out of bounds, so unsuccessful there on the onside kick try. A big mistake in that spot. You got to let it go, Tim.
They didn't give themselves a chance. They had an opportunity, touched it first. Now they're in a really bad spot.
Now it looks like he'll throw here. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. And the Broncos are going to have it here just past the 25. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. This is caught inside the 15. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Throwing now is Wilson. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he gets in just in the nick of time, so they get the touchdown they need. Now they need a two-point conversion to tie it.
We'll break down the touchdown later. It's two-point conversion time. Go to your script, pick your play, and go for it.
Listen to this crowd now. Their guys need a stop on this two-point conversion. Wilson to throw. And they don't get it. It's incomplete. They got the touchdown. Could not, however, get the two-point conversion to cap it. And they're still down by a pair. So with 14 seconds on the clock, they've got to go with the onside kick. And this is going to be taken in by the Chargers, and it appears they're going to win this football game. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of an anecdotal type of a number, kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number empirical.
Charles, normally when you see a group score this many points, it's a complete blowout, but instead they needed every single one of those in this close, high-scoring affair.
Yeah, Brandon, I'm still on the edge of my seat after that one because when you have that much scoring and it still comes down to a one-possession game at the end, that's not something we see very often. In this case, These offenses, they brought it. The defenses, they're going to need some work going forward.
So for the Chargers, their playoff chances take an uptick as they move to 7-4.